which includes freedom to form and join. Immediately release all individuals in detention over the unfortunate events, including NAP party members and the innocent tailors that were arrested from downtown. The EC needs to work with security forces to return all the confiscated campaign materials and investigate all officers involved in the raids.
These have called upon security forces to adopt more civilized ways of dealing with the opposition, saying the current forces exhibited bias in execution of their duties.
Gather here today to voice out the concerns of young people from across the country on the rising state-inspired election violence.
We thus commit to work with legal aid institutions to support the victims of election violence and pursue a legal approach to ensuring election justice for all Ugandans, including using the Human Rights Enforcement Act to conduct private prosecutions of errant security officials involved in violence against Uganda.
The platform made a public call to both bilateral and international fora, calling the government of Uganda to put order in respect to rule of law.
Community. The international community needs to publicly speak out, both bilaterally and in international fora, in close coordination with like-minded countries, on the need for the Ugandan government to respect regional and international legal instruments on elections and rights and freedoms in its constitution, and to amend or repeal all abusive legislation.
Shamira Nagawa, STV Select News.
Now moving forward from that story, as a follow-up on the story that just happened, a total of 44 National Unity Platform Party members have been remanded after being arrested for donning the red security attire. They will be back in court on the 23rd of this month. Now, a combined force of the police and the army on Wednesday raided NUP headquarters in Kamucha and arrested dozens of people suspected to be wearing, selling and manufacturing a red beret, red t-shirts and posters that are deemed to be government property. Now let's look at that story. Well, as we're continuing the second day of members of parliament nominations for political candidates aspiring to participate in the 11th parliament went down successfully countrywide, except for a few glitches. Nominees who missed out on being confirmed by the SC yesterday, Kampala, have also been nominated today.
Candidates Shamim Namfuma, vying for the position of Kampala Woman Member of Parliament, has been nominated as an independent after losing in the NRM primaries.
I did not accept what the NRM Electoral Commission came up with, because I won, but all my results were changed, and my people requested me to come back as an independent candidate. That's why I'm running, and I'm here to work for them, to improve their livelihoods.
The sitting member of parliament for Kawempe South, Mubaraka Munyagwa, has as well been nominated on the same position. He said he is the only hope for the people of Kawempe, as it has been in the past years.
I've done everything. There is nothing I'm going to add on, but to sustain what is already there. I've served the people. Through the Munyagwa Care project, I've done a lot. Do you remember during the COVID time, I put prepaid pipe to water all over Kawempe South. I'm the only MP who has put free water to who has given free water to his people. I have distributed food to people, humanitarian aid.
Muhammad Mutazidwa and his supporters in an unfortunate incident were seen entangled in running battles with police just after his nominations, when he attempted to lead a procession against the Electoral Commission's restrictions.
You let it come.
We have many routes.
And
you
come
move
again.
You move
no, and come in.
No, it will. So we wait for it here.
Where these police goons is actually treating the opposition, it is not fair. Totally not fair. I came with my truck with the accompaniment of 20 supporters of mine. And now you see, after nomination, they have stopped me from using my own truck that I came with. They have left the NRMs, they have moved up.
Lubega Achilles says he is the only person who will change much in the West for better. Achilles was in a face-off with Alan Sewanyana, who was nominated yesterday.
Today I came while riding this bicycle as a symbol that I'm going to reach to the grassroots, to those people who are underprivileged, to those people who do not earn a living, those who are helpless. That bicycle will help me.
Paul Bukenya, the spokesperson for the Electoral Commission, had this to say about the nominations.
We have concluded the nomination of candidates for parliamentary elections 2021 in all our nomination centers within the 146 districts and cities across the country. And our assessment, basing on preliminary reports, is that the exercise has gone well. We're able to start on the dates indicated and then, of course, close within the 2 days that we set and gazetted for that purpose.
Yes.
So during this exercise, we've been able to receive and process applications for nominations from persons who have approached us and those who have met the requirements have been declared nominated.
Yes.
And that is for includes party-sponsored candidates and independent candidates.
Parliamentary nominations started yesterday and ended today countrywide.
And a story that we've just watched. Now moving forward, Ugandan politics since time immemorial has been characterized by loud music, dances, and most importantly, posters and banners which live long even after the elections are done. Now a lot will however change in this year's election, from rallies to scientific campaigns and most importantly, the posters which KCCA has deemed illegal.
KCCA and police have announced plans to defense and pull down posters of political aspirants in gazetted areas which have been tagged poster free, not withholding slapping charges on the owners.
Came out here and informed candidates that once you're nominated, it is important that you harmonize the placement of your posters with the city council authorities if you are within the central business district, with the municipals, with the urban town councils, so that they can get the correct placement for your posters. But we are seeing posters almost everywhere.
Posters have been primo part of Uganda's politics, and making them illegal is a war that will be fought by politicians and their supporters alike.
And wherever we find that there are those rivalries that can cause about conflict between two rival camps, we shall also come and remove those posters. For the sake of public safety and security, we don't want to engage again into these running battles of just around posters. Once you've placed a poster, like you see with billboards, it sends its own message.
Barrier Delgo People Power supporters tussled it out with police amidst tear gas in protest of poster removal. Addressing the press, however, KCCA and police explained that under Section 6 of the National Physical Planning, Standard and Guidelines Act of 2011, it is illegal to put up posters without authorization.
So we are going to work with the City Council Authority, we are going to work with the municipal and urban council authorities and ensure that all those posters that are illegally placed are removed.
The political arena gets more interesting with the allegations of some posters being removed while others are left untouched.
Of NRM who are jealous regarding their posters. Now these ones kept throwing insults at each other, and the population, the supporters, the numbers started growing, and it was attracting some form of violence.
Also, Honorable Chagrani released a video of a drone flying above his house at night. Police denied knowledge of this.
Ebigambo ebikatambulirako biraga nti yabadde drone yabadde ekolaki etangaza mu makage. Alipoota eyo teri waffe ku poliisi. So buli omuntu lwe yeemulugunya naffe kituwa ebbeetu ery'okukola okunoonyereza okutuufu.
Intimidation and arrests have been registered by the opposition, while others allege frustration during the nomination exercise. Nominations of members of parliament, which started on the 5th of October and has ended on today, the two nomination exercise saw the lucky ones go through while others who lacked relevant documents were denied. Maria Dana Namido, Edith Nabagereka, STV Select News.
With election fever going high and everybody getting excited about who the next presidential and parliamentary candidate is going to be, we should be worried about the COVID-19 situation in our country. But worry not, we're here to give you the updates of COVID-19. Now looking towards what happened yesterday on 15th of October 2020, Uganda has 217 new cases, and that brings the cumulative COVID-19 cases in the country to 10,334. Now the cumulative deaths to date is 96, and we have not registered any deaths. Now the cumulative recoveries to date are 6,901, which is 176 new recoveries. Good news for Uganda, isn't it? Now the total COVID-19 samples tested to date is 518,558. We're getting there with the fight against COVID-19, with the hands put together, and us following the SOPs, we'll get to a place where we no longer have COVID-19 infections in our country. On that note, let's take a break and we'll be right back with more stories on Select News.
Hey guys, you're watching STV Select for Fun.
Lwaki abantu bangi bagamba nti President yatulimba batuwa amabaluwa, ne bagamba emisango gyaffe tegitambula, ne bagamba gavumenti yatulimba kino. Ebintu ebyo n'ebizibu ebirala tusazeewo tukole pulogulaamu eno ejja kubwangamu amasimu otubulire ebizibu byo, ate nange nzije mbinnyonnyole nga omuntu omumanyi abadde mu gavumenti okumala ebbanga eddene, ate mutuweereza ebirowoozo byammwe, mutuweereza amasimu gammwe, mutuweereza ebibaluma, naye temutulimba. Kubanga ate nze kasita olimba ate bwe nkoma okubanga tujja ggera ebyowenganga nti oli ensonga gye yatugamba ebbaluwa zaali feeke, oli ensonga gye yatugamba tujja kubuuza nabali abasasula ssente tukuzuule nti bakusasula tweyagala kubba gwakubiri. Nolwekyo bwe tuba twagala okukola pulogulaamu eno etambule, tubeerenga ebintu bye twalifunye tubifuna, ababiremesezza nga tubategeera. Gwe mulamu ogwa pulogulaamu eno mbaagaliza okugiraba obulungi era mbaagaliza okugyenyumirizaamu, mbaagaliza ebeerewo mugiwagire ng'endala zonna zenkola bwe muziwagira. Mwebale nnyo, mwebale eddala.
Hey guys, you're watching STV Select for Fun.
Welcome back from that break, and I'm glad that you're still with us. Now moving forward, the two-day nomination exercise for the parliamentary electoral seat has been completed. However, as we're speaking about the nominations, it was ridged with bullets and tear gas, while the person himself that was being nominated during that time got arrested. Now let's look at that story and we'll be right back.
Ntinda is one of the areas in Kampala that witnessed the wrath of security personnel who shoot one tear gas after the other in dispersing crowds. As a mandate, each candidate was advised to carry along 3 people maximum. However, as is in the norm, crowds trailed. Mohamed Munyagwa, who is vying for a position in Kawempe South, had such a nomination, denied entrance. His supporters burnt car tires and destroyed property in protest. Intimidating the police, they threw stones and such at the calling names and demanding to be allowed to enter. Munyagwa, in trying to calm his supporters, tried to address them only to be arrested, causing havoc.
Officer, I have no problem. I have no problem. You know? Yes. But you see what is happening. Let me talk this way.
Kyakalanya muzeeyi ebyaddala bakujewa banjijawo mu Kimumbaasa awo waka ndi waka tudde afana nkubye omutwe mwana afana bankubye omutwe naye sina kyenkoze bankubidde bwereere mwana.
Patrick Onyango, who confirmed the arrest made, said rules need to be adhered to.
Twagala kukubiriza abantu mulanga ntusenga tuli mukola emirimu gyaffe egy'obutongole gye batukwasa. Bale tusaba temutukuba amayinja mutuleke tukole emirimu gyaffe. Oba tukuba amayinja nga ngeri bano bade batukuba amayinja naffe tulina tiyagaasi.
The battle continues as nomination dates unfold. Maria Dana Namido, STV Select News.
Very sad that the elections in our nations are usually characterized by tear gas and live bullets and blood oozing from people's head. And it is just the nominations, and we wonder, what will the elections look like? Now let's move forward to other issues that Uganda is facing and trying to find solutions to, and that is the issue of the girl child. Now the ongoing 3-day seminar on the rights of the girl child has finally come to an end. Among the issues discussed was the controversial issue of safe abortion, access to family planning methods, and infertility among girls of childbearing age. Let's look at that story.
Abortion in Uganda is illegal unless performed by a licensed doctor in a situation where the woman's life is deemed to be at risk. With women lacking access to safe and legal abortions, many of them turn to unsafe abortion practices, such as self-induced abortions, which has costly consequences. Around 5 million Ugandan women annually are injured, in other words, disabled as a result of abortion-related consequences.
Atenga naita naba kutuusa kwagala kuzaala ne naafuna olubuto kitegeeza emikisa zije egy'okusiga omwana agenda okuzaalibwa mingiko okusinziira ku oyo akawuka kenga kali wansi viral load. Kakati omukyalo ono bw'afuna olubuto n'agamba okendeeza ku mikisa gy'okuzaala omwana alina akawuka, mbadde nina okweyongera okumira eddagala lyange obulungi oba okweyongera okubeera obulungi viral load yange nekkakkana nosinsenkana ng'afunye olubuto lwatakola ki lwatayagala.
Musaiga, the team leader of Community Health Rights Network, has called upon all the stakeholders to start a joint fight against unsafe abortion.
Gezaako okwogera nti saavisi eyo ebeere nti ebaawo omukyala yeetaaga okuba nti ajjamu olubuto afunye obuzibu nga yeetaaga saavisi eyo abe nti agifuna. Era awo ne tusaba nnyo gavumenti etuyambe erowooze ku nkola eyo kubanga abakyala n'abaana baffe ab'obuwala batufaako nga bagezaako okugyamu embuto olw'okuba bagenda mu ngeri eri unsafe oba enkyamu ng'akozesa ebiragalalagala ng'ennanda, amajaani amaka
There are very many legal and socio-economic barriers to safe abortions, which often results into women using unsafe abortion methods being deterred from seeking post-abortion medical care.
Kizuuliddwa nnyo mu Uganda nti abantu abaliko obulemu ate bo balekeddwa nnyo ebbali mu nkola ey'okubanga bwe bituuka ku kwesalirawo mu by'okwegatta oluusi weesanga nga abasajja babatwala ng'ekyokweyambisa basobole okutuukiriza ebigendererwa byabwe. Omukazi ne bw'anaavaayo omulema mu kagale n'amugamba munnange wanfunisa olubuto ajja mugamba olwo si lwange era sikola ki sikumanyi sikutegeera.
Contraception is also not commonly used or easily accessible, which leads to Ugandan women having more children than they desire and decreases the number of women resorting to unsafe abortions.
Ekigendererwa kyaffe kibadde kyakubeera nga tusala entotto tutematema empendo okulaba ngeri ki gye tusobola okukwasaganya ensonga y'abannaffe, bannyinaffe, baganda baffe, bato baffe, bakulu baffe abajjamu embuto nga bakozesa ebiragalalagala ne bakomekereza nga abamu bafudde oba abalala nga bafunye obukosefu bwe bajja okubeera nabo obulamu bwabwe bwonna.
Story by Ramla Katumba, STV Select News.
Well, the issues of the girl child should be close to our hearts, for they are the mothers of this nation, and I'm glad that the government of Uganda is doing something about it. Now, moving forward with our stories, in Hoima, police have arrested a 28-year-old Augustine Tumwine over allegations of fraud and theft of property. Now, our team was on ground and they bring us the story.
Police in Hoima has arrested a 20-year-old Augustine Tumwine on charges related to fraud and theft of properties.
You sit on your fast. We are going to take the photo. Okay. We are going to keep it.
Augustine Tumwine was arrested from his home in Chiriatete village, Kahola division in Hoima district, with stolen properties including radios, TV sets and several national identity cards.
These are all stolen phones, SIM cards, mattresses.
Mugarura Bosco says Augustine conned him of his 4.7 million shillings in disguise of acquiring a new SIM card.
Nizija ekifaananyi kye nina ku simu nendaba ne gwe bakutenga yoyo omutuufu okunoonya mu simu ze nga esimu enziba era nga yagikozesa kati naŋŋamba tusaba kutusonyiwa akkiriza otusasula sente z'abadde akola ki atuggyako ku masimu.
The police spokesperson for the Albertine region said that the suspect will be taken to court to face charges of fraud and theft.
He was arrested over stealing money on people's mobile accounts. Upon his arrest, we found him with 21 national IDs of different people. We got him with 17 mobile phones. Money getting missing on their mobile accounts. If you are aware, you've been seeing messages coming that you've withdrawn such amount when you have not withdrawn. So this is this Atwine, I think, could be the part of the gangs that have been withdrawing our monies from our mobile accounts. So we have him on cases and charges of theft.
Simon Chris Makanga, STV Select News.
Man with over 10 SIM cards, and the conversation was one national ID can only register 10 SIM cards. Well, the conversation continues as we wonder and get solutions and answers to these questions like the insecurity or cybercrime. Now let's go for a break and we'll be back with the business segment.
Thinking security. Here is your #1 security solution provider, Cyclops Defense Systems. We specialize in a wide range of security solutions for individuals, companies, schools and businesses such as security systems, cybersecurity, executive concierge, child protection, investigation, data protection, defense training, carrier self-custody, among others. We also have accessories such as investigation pens and glasses. Find us at Plot 2 Mviro Lane, Apartment 2B, Kololo.
Well, we have good news on our docket today from the business segment, whereby the Pearl of Africa's flag continues to fly high globally shortly after opening her borders to international travels after 6 months of shutdown. Today, Uganda Airlines posted new shipment of an Airbus aircraft that will build fleet capacity for longer journeys. International media listed Uganda top among the best global destinations, including CNN, The National Geographic, and Photos Travel.
Yeah, Uganda has never been the second best destination. It has been the first always. Our biggest challenge has been marketing that. We have it. The biggest challenge we have as a Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, as a marketing department and as government of Uganda is just to advertise that position. Is just to make it known to everyone. Because whoever visitor that comes to this country has never really regretted. It's surprising that even those people that had booked before COVID-19 was here. Of course, COVID-19 has affected us the whole financial. We've lost over $2 billion because we've lost four financial quarters. That is almost a year. That's a year, a financial year. So we've lost over $2 billion.
Roger Wamada at Uganda Airlines. It's a very exciting time. Director commercial, director for commercial, but I think the correct is director commercial and director commercial at Uganda Airlines. It's a very exciting time during this difficult time when other airlines are struggling. We are blessed to be able to have maintained our order with Airbus, and we are extremely excited that they too are on schedule. And we've got the very exciting news today that we have shared online. Was ordered, we are ordering 2 Airbus 330-800 Neos. You can call them Airbus 338 in short, but it's a 330-800 Neo, or you can call it 338 Neo. We're expecting 2 of them. One of them is expected mid-December, the second one will be coming mid-January. We are currently flying 4 CRJ 900s. And these are regional jets. They have 76 seats, mainly for Africa region. They fly in 3-hour, 4-hour, 5-hour ranges. So they are good for the African operation, and we have been using them for our initial network for Africa. And now that we have these long-range Airbuses, we can now tackle the longer flights to Dubai, to London, to India, and to China, and any other place we are looking forward to doing later. I'm sorry I can't go into the numbers right now. You will forgive me, I would not like to do that. Go into the numbers right now of the costs of the equipment. But what I can let you know is that aircrafts are very expensive, and initially the aircraft price that we pay includes the aircraft, includes training, includes support, because they come and give us support. Airbus team was here last week. They were here, they'll be here next month. So it's not like buying a car as you walk out. If you ask for the price of a car, they'll give you the price of the car. But with the aeroplane, it includes many other things that have to be for them to sell. And if I can call it like for sort of after sales service, but it is at a price that is included in the purchase price.
Well, thank you, Elijah Turiagumanawe, for that story. The set surely does miss you. Now, moving forward, today, the 16th of October, marked the International World Food Day, a day aimed at flashing a light milestone in the food and nutrition sector. The day was celebrated at the NRM party offices in Nakasero along Chadondo Road here in Kampala. Hasif Sechiwunga has the details to that story.
Various organizations countrywide joined celebrations to mark International World Food Day. According to Honorable Emmanuel Dombo, it is biblical to a man to work hard and to earn a living, and therefore should use his hands to grow food and eat from his sweat.
Taught us that work on this paper is the most important thing, and he took us away from the work where we use our hands. God gave us hands. And there are two interesting things about hands, which are, the hand does not have an eye. But even if you close your eyes, the hand will touch wherever you want it to touch.
Dombo adds the challenge is in changing the perception of the young generation in things to do with agriculture by first encouraging them in what they do and how to do it differently.
I see many young people coming here. We encourage them in what they do. We don't want to discourage you. But we also want to create alternative the other way. Ngenda kukola chali, ngenda kukola diru, ngenda kukola chino.
The Secretary General of NRM Justice Kasule Lumumba said that among the reasons why the country is less hit by COVID-19 is because of good food, fertile soils, acknowledging the gap in public sensitization.
Why is Uganda less hit by COVID than Kenya? Suspect number one is they went into using fertilizers so fast in most of the parts of the country, unlike Uganda. Uganda is the second world country the second country in the world with most organic soil. You can throw a seed of a dodo, it will grow on its own.
Those that attended have shown the importance of this day and the agriculture sector. It is important for the nation to prioritize and learn to embrace farming and how better to farming to maximize income. Close to 82% of Uganda's population depends on agriculture for a living. Hasif Sechunga, STV Select News.
Well, let's take another break and we'll be back with a sports update. Stay with us. Well, going into our sports updates, Uganda shortstopper Dennis Onyango has appeared on the final shortlist for the Premier Soccer League Goalkeeper of the Season Awards in South Africa. The 35-year-old Cranes skipper will compete against SuperSport United's Rowell Williams and Kaiser Chiefs Akapay. Let's watch the story.
Uganda Cranes captain Dennis Masinde Onyango has been included on the final shortlist for the 2019-2020 Premier Soccer League Goalkeeper of the Season award. Onyango had episodes of worry but produced a largely commanding season for Mamelodi Sundowns as they clinched La Decima on the final day of last season to cap a brilliant season that saw them lift a treble, the first in Sundowns history. He is one of a couple of Sundowns teammates, including former coach Pete Somosimane, to receive nominations for different award categories. The 35-year-old goalkeeper will be hopeful of clinching a second Goalkeeper of the Season award in his 15-year stay in the Premier Soccer League, last winning the award in 2016. Onyango will come up against Kaizer Chiefs goalkeeper Daniel Akpei and SuperSport United's Ronwen Williams. Williams, the winner of the award in 2019, beating Onyango, produced another stellar season with the SuperSport United team, winning the Premier Soccer League Golden Glove after keeping a league-high 13 clean sheets in 30 games. Onyango, however, will feel hard done in the Golden Glove race as his side kept a league-high 15 clean sheets and conceded a league-low 22 goals, but he missed a couple of games through injury. Tini Rukabwe, STV Select Sports.
Well, congratulations, Onyango, and we wish you the very best. Now, for the sports lovers, the Premier League is back, and this weekend we'll see Arsenal and Manchester City duel in a do-or-die affair as the citizens look up to capitalizing on Manchester United and Liverpool's losses before the international break. Elsewhere, Manchester United are away to Newcastle to settle scores following the 6-1 defeat and humbling by Tottenham Hotspurs. United and manager are under unspeakable pressure from both fans and directors.
The Merseyside derby kicks off the Premier League action on Saturday after the international break, with Manchester City's match against Arsenal also catching the eye. Liverpool face Premier League pace setters Everton this weekend, determined to prove their 7-2 drubbing by Aston Villa was just a bizarre blip, while misfiring Manchester United could slip into the relegation zone. The Merseyside derby kicks off the Premier League action on Saturday, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be desperate to turn around Manchester United's fortunes at Newcastle after their 6-1 humbling by Tottenham. Everton have been rivals to Liverpool in name only for the past decade, without a win against their near neighbours since 2010. But the Goodson Park club are top of the table with 4 wins out of 4, and Jurgen Klopp will not be relishing the short trip across the Stanley Park. The champions are smarting from their pummeling at Villa, which followed impressive wins against Chelsea and Arsenal, and it will be the defence that is giving the German boss the biggest headache. Liverpool have conceded 11 goals in the Premier League so far. Only West Brom have conceded more, and they are coming up against the Premier League's joint top scorer in Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who has 6 goals. The forward, who scored for England on his debut last week, is quick to praise fellow attackers James Rodriguez and Richarlison. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer described his side's 6-1 defeat at home to Tottenham as the worst day in his career as Manchester United player or manager. United are just 3 points above the relegation zone after shipping in 11 goals in their last 3 matches so far, and their confidence looks to be in tatters. The question until recently was who would partner Harry Maguire at the back, but the world's most expensive defender is himself enduring a horror season on and off the pitch. Tidi Rukabwe, STV Select Sports News.
Well, we Manchester fans must be keeping our fingers crossed and hoping that this time is not as bad as the last time. Well, that story guides us to the end of Select News, and it was a pleasure sitting with you in the studios. Well, you need to remember that COVID-19 is real. Don't forget to wash your hands and put on your masks for your own safety. Take care of yourselves, and until Monday, we'll see each other then. Good night.